Greetings, community. It's Kevin of Entropy and Comics, and I'm here to bring you another edition of Kevin's most anticipated reads for New Comic Book Day, 12/7/2022. Now, I'm going to start right off with DC. Now, DC, you guys have been putting out Monkey Prince, and I've been loving it since issue number 1. I can't talk enough about it, and it's always been on my most anticipated reads every month. So, by this being no exception, this is on the top of that list, but not necessarily my blue light special. So, that being stated, yes, DC Monkey Prince, issue number 9. Can't wait until I get you in my hands again to read yet another issue of Monkey Prince. Moving from DC, cruising over to Marvel. We're going to go over and read, which I'm dying to read, Dark Web, issue number 1. Now, everything's been leading up to this. And what I mean by everything is, the Edge of Spider-Verse, End of Spider-Verse, the whole new series of Spider-Man, issue 1 and 2. So this brings us to Dark Web. And for months, I've been dying to, tomorrow's the day. So it's really high on my most anticipated read. So moving over for Dark Web, issue number 1, we're going to cruise over to Ghost Rider. Yeah, Ghost Rider, issue number 9. Now that we have this character, it's kind of mirror imaging our hero somewhat. It's bringing a lot of introspection into this series, and I'm digging it because I know that's where we're going to come to, and later in the series is how he's going to use this as a mirror imaging thing and all that. So I really been enjoying the story of Ghost Rider, and I really look forward to issue number 9 tomorrow. Moving from Ghost Rider, we cruise over to, Thor, issue number 29. Donny Cates is no longer writing this, but I do know he's gave the whole direction in which this is supposed to go. And what we're doing is we're going to cruise back to, I think it's issue number 6, and we're going to have a story that comes out that also springboards off issue number 6. And what I mean by that is when Thor got his little, his dark vision. Let's put it that way. So that's what issue 29, I believe, is going to go ahead and delve into. So we get a new writer, Torun Grønbekk is going to be writing this. Torun, I believe it's Torun. And issue number 29 is the start of his writing, and I believe he's going to be, that I saw, at least for the next 4 issues. So I'm looking forward to seeing one, his writing style, because I don't believe I'm really familiar, and 2, how he takes over for Donny Cates. So that's why Thor issue 29 is really high on my most anticipated reads for tomorrow. Moving over from that, last read on the Marvel list for me is Miles Morales, issue number 1. We're going to get a new antagonist for issue number 1, but it's only going to be kind of a glimpsey thing. This full appearance will be in issue number 2, and now we get a new Miles Morales series, and I'm really anticipating how this issues lead up to Miles, because I really want to see how Miles. There's a lot of stuff going on with Miles. There's just so much that was going on in the last issue, and I don't really believe it ended well as far as some of the kind of loose ends over there. So I'm hoping there's a lot to be addressed in this new series. So we'll see how it transpires. That's why issue number 1 of Miles Morales is way high on my most anticipated reads for New Comic Book Day, 12/7/22. Moving out from Marvel, we're going to go over to Image. Image Comics is going to bring us Golden Rage issue number 5, and this is the end of that series. This is a story that's brought us a lot of interesting, what ifs, and it's really, I really like to see how a new civilization would rise from something. In this case, of this scenario, a bunch of women being kicked off and having to go ahead and develop their own society and how they want to live and what those rules and regulations are. So this has been a really interesting read for me. So that's why issue number 5 is really high on there, is because it's going to go ahead and end this series that I've really thoroughly enjoyed from issue number 1 all the way up into one of my most anticipated reads, which is issue number 5. Cruising out from Golden Rage, we're going to go over to, Nocterra. Val Special. Nocterra has been a really favorite of mine. I really have been enjoying this read. It's been rather interesting. We've been a lot of dystopian, a lot of you know, world-ending style of stories. And this to me has been rather unique, and I've been really enjoying it. So the fact that they've been giving us these specials, um, what was that, Blacktop, and now, or was it Blacktop Hill, and then now Val in this Noctera special. I really like delving into these characters because as the story reads, you can only get so involved in these characters, and when they go ahead and do a little bit of backstory on them, it gives you a little more personal read into the actual stories, and I like that. So yeah, that's why Noctera is pretty high up there. I'm really digging this Val, this story, and I really like the character Val in particular. So, you know, this Val special is really high on my list. Moving on from the Noctera, we're going to cruise over to, well, Radiant Pink. This is a story I've been looking forward to for a while. The reason why is, well, Emma Kubert is doing the art in this, and I really like her art style. Being that she no longer does Inkblot, and I've been looking forward to something on the regular from her. We're going to get this. I think it's a 5-issue mini from the writing team and the art team in this world expanding series of Radiant Black, which is Radiant Pink. So Radiant Pink issue number 1 comes out tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to reading something that Emma draws. And not only that, we're going to cruise out from Image. We're going to go over to Frank Miller. Frank Miller presents, well, issue number 1 of Pandora. Can you guess who does the art? That's right, Emma Kubert. I not only get to get 1, but 2 issues of Emma art, Kubert art, in the same day, which I'm really thrilled about. So yeah, both series are really, you know, kind of fantasy based, but you know, Radiant Pink is, you know, all of the Radiant Black, and that's more superhero-y. But Pandora over in the Frank Miller area, that's very, very fantasy, and that's definitely Emma's style. So I'm looking forward to Frank Miller's Pandora. I think it's a 3-issue mini, and I ever since I saw just a little bit of it inside the ash can, I've been dying to get my hands on a full issue, and that's tomorrow, New Comic Book Day. So that's Pandora, issue number 1. Cruising out from Frank Miller, we're going to go over to Dark Horse. Dark Horse is going to bring us, well, Night of the Ghoul, issue number 3. This finishes out the series. This has been one of my most favorite series, even though it's been only 3 issues, and they went rather quick. Issue 1 and 2 are really fast reads. I've really been enjoying it. Totally different style of horror and gore. Horror and gore within the horror and gore. Kind of an Inception thingy. So it's been a fun read, and I've really been enjoying myself in this. So Night of the Ghoul, issue number 3, is really high on my list for New Comic Book Day. Moving out from Night of the Ghoul, issue number 3, we're going to cruise over to Shock Shop, issue number 4. Kind of same scenario here. End of the series. Kind of a bummer. However, thoroughly enjoyable. Highly recommend this series. I think it's called Mud. If I'm wrong, correct me. It's fine. Really fun read. Kind of gives us this, well, the whole Shock Shop is really a loose version of a comic shop. Kind of a collector's kind of place for the sick and twisted, like us. So that's why Shock Shop, issue number 4, is really high on my most anticipated reads. However, that being stated, my Blue Light special for 12/7, 22, well, that would have to be coming out of Dynamite. Dynamite, you guys have been killing me, and I've been loving you guys. You've been coming up with new series and new stories, and actually bringing some of the old stuff back too, which is where I'm kind of leading. I'm leading with Gargoyles, issue number 1. I've been buying as much Gargoyles stuff as I can get my hands on again. I love Gargoyles. It was one of those series I used to watch with my half brother when he was first born. I remember watching that thing with him all the time. It was Gargoyles. We were watching Transformers, TMNT. I mean, it just brings me back to my youth. So that's why Gargoyles, issue number 1, is my Blue Light special. And that's it for me, Entropy. I appreciate you watching. You stay well, and have a great New Comic Book Day. Take care.